The recent controversy surrounding Omid Scobie's book has sparked significant concern within the monarchy, leading King Charles to take these allegations seriously. Buckingham Palace is exploring various options, potentially including legal action, following claims made in the Dutch edition of Scobie's book In Game. The book allegedly identifies two senior royals, presumed to be the king himself and his daughter-in-law, the Princess of Wales, in connection to remarks about concerns regarding the skin color of Meghan's future child. The palace intends to consult senior advisors in the upcoming week to determine the family's course of action. Scobie, during his appearance on BBC's Newsnight, expressed feeling hurt and frustrated by the unfolding events. Despite this, he refused to apologize to the implicated royals, emphasizing his desire for clarification on the matter. He labeled the controversy a translation error, but acknowledged an ongoing investigation. Contrary to allegations suggesting Meghan disclosed the identities of the family members in letters to King Charles, sources close to the Duchess stated that she never intended for their names to be publicly revealed and denied any leak from her camp to Scobie. The palace, meanwhile, has conducted an internal investigation to identify how the letters were possibly exposed. These letters were deemed highly personal, with only a select few individuals having access to them. There is strong confidence within the palace that the leak did not originate from their end. Amidst these developments, the king, who returned from Dubai after participating in the COP28 climate conference, headed straight to his Sandringham estate. Palace aides aim to ensure that this controversy does not overshadow his public engagements, but plan to resume discussions to determine the appropriate response. The palace appears to take solace in the sympathetic public reaction to Scobie's revelations, which might influence their final decision. Despite being touted as an insight into the royal family's survival struggle, In Game faced severe criticism for its harsh portrayal of the Princess of Wales and its overall tone, receiving scathing reviews. Scobie vehemently denied any intentional leak of names, dismissing suggestions that it was a publicity stunt. However, revelations from translators responsible for the Dutch edition contradicted his claims, stating that the manuscript provided to them contained the names of the royals. This discrepancy, coupled with the omission of legal explanations from the Dutch version, raises questions about how the information was disseminated. Royal insiders emphasized unity between Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace in their response to the incident, expressing deep upset and describing it as a grave injustice. Despite this turmoil, both the king and the princess have maintained their public engagements, reflecting their resilience and commitment to their scheduled commitments, including Kate's annual carol service at Westminster Abbey. Security Minister Tom Tugendhat dismissed the claims as hearsay and an attempt to tarnish the king's long-standing service to the country, praising his dedication and dignity in advocating for the people. The ongoing controversy continues to raise questions about the credibility of information, the handling of sensitive matters within the monarchy, and the repercussions of such disclosures on both personal and public fronts. Amidst the backdrop of his return to Sandringham from a well-received stint in Dubai, King Charles, following his participation as the sole foreign head of state at the United Nations Climate Change Conference, anticipated a weekend of solace at the late Queen's Norfolk estate. However, his plans for quiet reflection were disrupted by the looming Sussex-related tempest, exacerbated by fallout from Omid Scobie's controversial book. At 75, King Charles engaged in numerous diplomatic discussions during his time in the UAE, tackling critical global issues. Nevertheless, the lingering cloud of controversy surrounding alleged conversations within the royal family, weaponized by Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, during her Oprah Winfrey interview, continues to cast a shadow. The interview hinted at concerns about the skin color of Meghan and Harry's son, although direct accusations of racism weren't explicitly stated. Nevertheless, the global uproar was reignited by Omid Scobie's book revelations, particularly in its Dutch edition, naming two members of the royal family, reportedly the king himself and the Princess of Wales. The book's leak prior to its official release stirred chaos, prompting a Dutch journalist to reveal the details initially overlooked by British news outlets. The subsequent reaction, including denials and claims of translation errors, sent shockwaves through Buckingham Palace. Questions arose about Scobie's intentions, whether accidental or deliberate, to disclose the royals' identities before potential legal interventions. Amid the unfolding crisis, the palace maintained a strategic silence initially, aiming to assess the situation's gravity. This cautious approach paralleled Queen Elizabeth's previous response to the Oprah interview, emphasizing the gravity of allegations and the need for thoughtful consideration over knee-jerk reactions. Despite this, insider information suggested no immediate rebuttal against the alleged names. Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace exhibited a unified stance on navigating this sensitive issue. However, the situation escalated when public figures, including Piers Morgan, openly identified the King and Kate, Duchess of Cambridge, prompting the palace to contemplate legal action. Although rare legal interventions by the palace in the past have proven successful in safeguarding royal interests. Behind the scenes, investigations were launched to trace potential leaks of personal correspondences between the monarch and Meghan, known to only a select few. Both the palace and Meghan's camp vehemently denied involvement in leaking the letter's contents to Scobie, setting the stage for a battle of conflicting narratives. The palace holds a staunch stance, maintaining confidence that the leak didn't originate from within its walls, challenging Meghan's claims. Yet the public remains divided, with differing perceptions shaping the narrative's nuances. As conversations brew within palace walls about the next steps, the primary focus remains navigating through critical international appearances. However, the severity of the situation and its perceived injustice have stirred calls for a public rebuttal, risking further rifts with the Sussexes, who seemed inclined to move past the controversy. The anticipated Christmas invitation to Harry and Meghan appears increasingly uncertain against this tumultuous backdrop. The aftermath of COP28 and subsequent deliberations at Buckingham Palace will likely chart the course forward, with legal action still looming as a potential recourse. In essence, the King's return is marred by a convergence of global diplomatic duties and internal familial strife, requiring a delicate balance and strategic decisions to weather the storm sparked by the Sussex controversy and Scobie's contentious revelations. Dear friend, if you like everything new about the royal family and don't want to miss all the novelties, subscribe to our channel and like it. By doing so, you take part in our development. We work for you.